Hello YouTube and welcome back into another Dare to Game video. Today we're in the SaintsRow boss factory. I'm going to show you a couple different bosses able to find. So if you're not familiar with the boss factory, it's where players of the game can go through and create using all the in-game assets for character customization and clothing and all that stuff to create all sorts of different bosses. And of course everyone's favorite thing is imitating other iconic things. All the other self-portraits and other stuff just don't really interest most people, including myself. So I was browsing through and this time I found out that there's quite a few musicians that people have created in here. There's probably tons of them, but I only recognized a couple of them. And in fact, one of them I didn't recognize because I've ever heard music from this person, mostly just because I've seen memes and stuff like that. So I had to look up, I'll tell you when I get to it because it's kind of funny. But anyway, let's just jump on into it and I'll start showing you these musicians that people have recreated. So our first one here is Michael Jackson. This one obviously I recognized. And there were quite a few Michael Jacksons that I came across in the thing. And this one, it was funny because a lot of the other ones looked better because they weren't as jacked. But I think this one works pretty well. And now it would be hilarious if this isn't supposed to be Michael Jackson because the details are slightly off. Like I said, this is jacked. Michael Jackson wasn't even a third this size. And the hat's obviously the wrong style of hat, but they went with the sequin jacket, the white glove, and of course the face actually looks considerably like late life Michael Jackson. So pretty great work here. This one was created by Lil Kando, has 3,798 upvotes, so definitely a pretty popular one on the site. Like I said, I think it looks pretty dang good, and despite the fact that it's a little bit too jacked, looks great. So if you want to use this one and be accurate Michael Jackson, I'd swap out the hat for something a little bit more Trilby styled, or maybe even fedora just to get away from the old Stetson look, and definitely bring the body type down away from jacked and a little bit towards scrawny. But you do all that, you basically nailed it. Looks exactly like Michael Jackson. So that's number one. Let's move on to number two. All right, here at number two, we had the one that I was like, okay, I know that that person is a singer because of memes and stuff, but obviously I've never heard a single song from her. So this one is EYELASH. I've been reliably informed. And it was created by Underrated and has 2,800 upvotes. Definitely nailed it. From the pictures I was looking at, the face is shockingly similar, the hair matches pretty dang well, and the outfit seems to match really well. Not sure what she's going for, but I would say underrated, that's funny. Understated is probably it, and also likes to utilize green in the outfit. I get that. Green's my favorite color, so I can empathize with that. But yeah, like I said, Billie Eilish, some sort of a musician, I assume. So that's number two. Let's move on to number three. So at number three, we've got one that I did recognize immediately. We got Mr. Slim Shady Eminem. Pretty dang good one. Obviously, this is, again, I would say late life Eminem because it's like what he looks like now. But I think it works. It's definitely recognizable. This one's also created by Underrated, so the same one as our Billie Eilish. And this one only has 813 upvotes. I found a couple different Eminems while I was scrolling through, but this one was the one that I thought looked the best. So if you want to dress up as, what is it, Marshall Mathers? I'm probably getting that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's his real name. This is the way to do it. Perfect cosplay built right in for you there, so snag that one if you're a fan. All right, at number four, we had another one that I recognized immediately. I saw it and I was like, yep, there we go. Probably the best musician on this list. Not even trying to be facetious. Arguably super talented musician, Weird Al Yankovic. Now, of course, it'd be really funny if the creator was like, that's not Weird Al. It's some obscure person from a TV show or something like that. But pretty sure it's supposed to be Weird Al because it looks almost exactly like him. Hair could be a little bit curlier, but what are you gonna do? Pretty much flawless representation there. And the creator for this one is QFF85936C41 -USEN. Hilariously popular name in 2016. You'd be amazed by the amount of babies you came across, and that was the name that people were giving out. But that's the creator for it. This one only has 465 upvotes. Makes me think of the new movie coming out, Weird, the Al Yankovic story. I'm not much for biopics, especially musician biopics, because they're just one load of bullshit after another. They're just terrible. But I loved Walk Hard, and I feel like this is kind of gonna go the same direction as that, except a little bit more focused in on one person. And from the trailers, it just looks fantastic. So you gotta love Weird Al, one of the best musicians of our time, and perfectly recreated here. So that's number four, Weird Al. Let's move on to number five. Alright, and at number 5, we've got Freddie Mercury, lead singer of Queen. I've been familiar with this one for my entire life, so recognized it immediately while scrolling across. Big Queen fans in my family. So it wasn't hard for me to recognize. I'm sure a lot of people just recently got acquainted with Queen, or at least acquainted with Freddie Mercury after the Musicians biopic, speaking of such things, came out. This one nailed it. Looks a lot like him. Like, you can tell that they spent a decent amount of time on the face to kind of match it as perfectly as possible, because it does look really great. A little bit more of a overbite would have been better, but this works too. The outfit, I believe, was the one he wore at Live Aid, which is probably the most iconic appearance he ever did anyway. And they just kind of nailed the physique and everything about it. So this one is perfect. Created by No Nerd, which is a fun name. This one only has 196 upvotes, so I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't find it. But that is Freddie Mercury, lead singer of Queen, the 5th one on our list. Let's move on to the 6th and final musician for today. Of course, at number 5, I couldn't not do Yeezy. We got Kanye West. Again, not personally a huge fan of his music. A couple of the songs I'm familiar with. But I am a fan of the character. Very funny. Very funny character and fun to follow. But this one nailed it. Looks a lot like him. They got sort of the expression on the face nailed down just right. Face looks pretty dang good. The outfit looks perfect. Right down to the glasses and puffy vest. It's fantastic for Kanye. I found 2 other ones that I'm pretty sure was also supposed to be Kanye, but this one was my favorite out of all of them. This one was created by Mab Ripple? I don't know how else I could pronounce that, but and it has 7,400 upvotes, so definitely one of the most popular ones on the entire app. But I think it looks fantastic. So if you want to pretend you're Kanye leading the Saints, which I could absolutely believe if I read an article tomorrow that Kanye West started a group of weird gangsters that took over an entire city and started building a bunch of marginally illegal businesses, I would believe that. I would be like, yeah, that checks out. I could believe that he's doing that. So it works perfectly in my opinion. So that's Kanye West, the last one on our list. That's all 6 of the musicians, or at least the ones that I recognize. Okay, I take that back. I'm pretty sure one that I saw was Dr. Dre, but I wasn't sure because it wasn't just right. And then I saw another one that I think might have been Snoop Dogg, but again, not sure. It wasn't just right. The hair was throwing me off on that one. It was maybe him in a specific music video or movie that I've never seen, but it came close. Shockingly, not a lot of country or classic rock icons on this app. But anyway, that is all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I've got a link in the description for a playlist with all the rest of my SaintsRow content. It's got some more Boss Factory videos like this, or guides to the game and stuff like that. So if you want to check that out, go ahead, do it down there in the description. Otherwise, that's all for today. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.